What's up, yo? This is Iz. I'm with Connected, and man, I'm another blessed opportunity to be standing here with an amazing drummer. Talk to me a little bit more about your process,
right?
And playing and playing on records or playing in a live gig.
Well, just like you said and pointed out, pocket is really number one. It's the most important thing, and it's really the essence of what a drummer should do. So one thing that I really pay a lot of attention to is feel pocket,
right?
Making it feel great for the other musicians, and really laying down a really solid beat. Whenever I'm working, producing, writing, for me as a drummer, the beat, the rhythm, the groove, the feel.
It's everything, huh?
That's everything,
yeah.
And everything hinges on that. And I'm sure when the beat feels right, everybody's
this
nodding along.
Exactly, you feel something, and as a drummer and listening to you do your thing, it's like, you hear it right away, right? It's
exactly.
Like I've heard 1,000 drummers.
Right.
Yeah, I've heard so many, but when somebody's hitting that groove in that pocket, it's like you stop and you're like,
exactly.
Damn, that shit is dope.
Yes,
you know
time
what I mean?
stops.
Yeah, time stops. And just the experience you've had, man. What are some of the things you as a drummer you would do in a live setting versus playing on a record or in the studio and the miking process?
Right.
Talk to me about those
sure.
different things.
Well, I mean, obviously in a live situation, there's a lot of factors you can't really control,
right.
As well as in a studio and in your sort of very familiar environment. So you have to deal with a lot more bleed on stage,
right.
Which affects gates on the kit. I mean, if you have 20 mics hot on a large drum set, you have to really make sure you work with phasing problems,
right.
Overheads. That's a big
right.
problem usually. Also, if you have internal and external miking on the kit, to make sure that the phasing
yes.
is right and that it's out of phase. Bleed, you use gates a lot more
right.
in a live
gates,
situation
yes.
than in the studio. But other than that, from a playing point of view, I approach it the same way. I make sure that it feels great, that everybody can hear what I do really well, that I speak, I sort of say,
right,
very
right.
clearly on the kit,
yes.
and that you play the room. That's a
right,
really important
right.
thing, that you play the stage, the size of the room, and adjust your volume and the power to the side
right.
of the room. I think, and make sure that you always listen to everybody else, I think.
Right, and that's really crucial information. And even, for this the new generation of drummers coming up, how important is it to knowing how to tune your instrument, knowing just the sonics of what the kit should sound like for a certain record or
right.
a certain sound or a certain thing you're going for? How important is
Super
the tuning
important.
aspect?
It's really important. I mean, there's really no rule to that,
right.
because obviously it's also important to be creative and completely disregard history and write a new chapter
mm-hmm.
and try new things. But I think in order to learn your craft, you have to listen to a huge amount of music and analyze, the tuning, sound, the miking, the effects, etc. on records and recordings. Analyze that and try to recreate it to really learn how to use your equipment
right.
and learn and understand what works in certain styles of music and what really supports a specific style or feel or groove,
right.
sound-wise. If you listen to some Janet Jackson records with those like super
right,
gated snare drums and stuff, that is just so aggressive and has a certain feel to it. Or if you listen to Phil Collins' tom-toms,
yes.
and some of the 80s recordings,
yes.
You have to know how to create that sound and
right.
recreate it. And once you know and have a great vocabulary in terms of creating sounds and making things sound and feel a certain way, then I think it's like playing an instrument.
Right,
then it's
right.
time to develop your own style and try and create something new
right.
and get creative.
What you do is a huge inspiration to
Thank you very much.
a lot of the cats that want to do and be who you are. And, it's a great roadmap, man.
Thank you very
just
much.
the information you're able to share, man. So
Thanks for having me on the show.
Thanks for being connected, man.
Thank you,
All
man.
right. Catch y'all
Take
later.
care.
Peace.